Hello, just Jamie here. So this is this year's release of the Age of Darkness Horus Heresy. I've been anticipating this one throughout the year. My partner Carly bought it for me for Christmas. So it was an unboxing video. Let's check out this beast. So for those of you not know, the Horus Heresy is set in the 30,000 universe rather than the ever popular 40,000 universe. So first glance, awesome packaging. It's really thick cardboard on this, really nice gloss. And this is what we actually got inside. So for those of you who's not familiar with the Space Marines in the Horus Heresy universe, Space Marines armor is looking very different to the 40k universe. This is because it's kind of meant to look a bit vintage, being kind of like 10,000 years prior to the 40,000 times of the lore. So we got plenty of Space Marine Legionnaires in here, Mark 1s, and we also got 10, I believe, Terminators, which are just looking awesome. I like these. So if we take a look at the box here, everything you see is included in this set. So we got some sort of tank here, and yeah, like I said, we've got plenty of Space Marines and there are several Terminators, and we got two cool kind of leaders. So it seems, so these are known as Legion Praetors with power swords and power axe. So if we look at the contents, we got hardback rulebook, which is a nice chunky 336 page rulebook, which is going to have plenty of lore now, I'd imagine. 2 rules reference sheets, 26 sided dice, and 1 scatter dice, templates, measuring sticks, and 1 transfer sheet. And it says we got 54 Citadel miniatures, so 2 Legion Praetors, which are these chunky bad boys. So we got plenty of tactical Marines in there, which is just Space Marines, standard Space Marines. Like I was saying, 10 Terminators, 1 Contemporary Dreadnought. I didn't realise there was a Dreadnought in here. But yeah, if we go here, this is our Dreadnought, which is obviously a more meant to be vintage version of Dreadnoughts we're used to in the 40k universe. And we have the tank I was just talking about, which is a Spartan assault tank. So let's open this up. So what I've done in some other unboxing videos, I'm actually on the kitchen floor. The reason being is because these sets have a ridiculous amount of content inside. So obviously the floor is spacious, so let's open this up. Whoa. There we go. Now this is pretty old school. If you're at a certain age, you'll remember when the Games Workshop were issuing these rulers. These are the same rulers I had once in my Warhammer 40k 2nd edition box set in the early 90s. So I don't know if this is intentional to go with the vintage type thing, but also these templates are really reminiscent of older Games Workshop games. So if you aren't familiar what these are kind of like blast, sort of grenade templates, which say you're aiming towards an opponent on the battlefield. You just put this template around, and it will just tell you how many miniatures you hit within this space. You've obviously got some sort of flamethrower template here, which obviously does the same thing. So yeah, read up on this before getting it because I've been excited. And it's true, it looks what you can see, you get a hell of a lot of plastic in here. So the old school style Space Marines, they're probably about the same size as your average Warhammer model. So you know, they're decent size to paint. Looks like we got some Terminator power gloves here going on. So, oh yes, there's plastic galore in this Age of Darkness set. And if you watch my videos, I'm not uploading much at the moment. It's just come back from Edinburgh, and you can catch up on that video on my channel. Come back to having a flu, and then subsequently catching a cold. And I'm still not entirely over it yet, but we'll get there. So yeah, lots and lots of plastic here, and we got little components here for the Spartan tank by the seams bit. These look like the doors, maybe. got some serious weaponry going on here. Some sort of I'm not sure what type of guns these are. I'm presuming these fit on the Spartan tank. Obviously these are belonging to the tank too. And you know, looking at the wheels here, the trails, I think that tank is going to be quite sizable. And what have we got here? So we got a cape. I'm guessing that belongs with one of the Legionnaire figures with power axe or power sword. Got plenty of boost packs here going on. So yeah, the Warhammer Horus Heresy Space Marine armor, it's kind of reminiscent. It's like kind of the first generation of Warhammer Space Marines armor, how they originally looked. So that's partly why I like the Horus Heresy figures. They got this real sort of retro 80s look about them. And I think that's what a lot of people think who enjoys Horus Heresy. And obviously more Spartan tank components here. So yeah, I think I'm going to build that one first. Some strange orange piece of plastic. Not sure if that one should be in there. And yeah, Jesus, there is a hell of a lot of plastic here, as you can see. So yeah, on first glance at the details within the miniatures, as we can see, everything's very intricate and nicely defined, as per usual with the Games Workshop models of this day and age. Things are looking really perfected. And what's this? This is the trails for the Spartan tank. It looks like the top or the base part of it. And finally we get to the fluff. So nice little presentation leaflet type thing here. This is going to tell you its recommended colour scheme. So we're looking at, let's take a look. So personally, I think I'm not too keen on the green Space Marine. So I'm going to go for a yellow colour myself in probably Blood Angels. And off the top of my head, I really can't think what the yellows are called. Nor the greens. I'm just not thinking clearly at the moment. Like I said, I've been ill, but yeah, I'm going to paint these Blood Angels and yellows. So yeah, plenty to there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to these Terminators, and this Dreadnought looks pretty cool. Never painted one of these Dreadnoughts before. And obviously this is our 330 plus page hardback rulebook, and yeah, this one's pretty damn heavy. So it's just another rulebook to add to my collection of Age of Sigmars and 40Ks. And yeah, these books are pretty nice to read through. So I'm going to just open this one. So here we go. This is the hardback rulebook, and yes, it's very heavy, very thick too. Sadly, I just opened this and I've noticed there are some scuff marks on the top here. So it's a bit annoying, but it can be helped to happen sometimes when people are packing these things away. They don't really care too much, I wouldn't have thought. Anyway, what do you do? So let's just take a look through this book. Oh, and you've got this nice star system universe here, telling you a different galaxies, that type of thing within that universe. The Imperium of Mankind. So yeah, if you're into your fluff, then you're in for a treat, so it seems, with this book. So it's going to go through all the different colour schemes of the Space Marines by the seams of it. So just telling us a bit about the Space Wolves here, and yeah, the different colour schemes. White Scar. So the yellow Space Marine armour I was talking about just now, I likely come across it now, what they're called. Now this is a colour scheme I'm not too familiar with. A purple one, it's like a metallic purple. So I'm not familiar with that one, but that's quite an interesting colour scheme to go for. Very, very cool stuff. And here we go. So this is the yellow. And these are the Imperial Fists. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm not thinking properly, but very cool. I like the yellow power suits, armors. And, you know, I should imagine it would take someone a hell of a lot of time to come up with lore like you get in these rule books. I mean, really is fantastic. Just as normal. The artwork's spectacular. Very, 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 very cool stuff. Yeah. So, let's have another quick look it through here. So this looks like pretty much everything we're getting in this Age of Darkness box set just here. I'd say there's a fair bit in there. So this is just a typical setup to play a game which someone's designed. Obviously these are all pre-built Games Workshop models, which personally I don't like much. I'd rather make my own. One day, I've got about 2,000 miniatures to paint at this point. I will get there. So that's the rule book for you. As you can see, this is pretty substantial. So yeah, good stuff. This is just some at random, which my partner bought me. This is my favourite figure. I've done a separate video a while back on this figure. This is from the Burn the Prospero box set, which came out a few years ago, which is no longer in print, but this was my favourite figure. I really like this one. Anyway, so we got reference sheets here. So as you're playing the game of Horus Heresy, you just refer to these reference sheets, and it just gives you a little rundown on where you stand, because there's lots of rules. So little grids here telling you which dice to roll, that type of thing, multipliers, that type of thing going on. And finally, in the box set, we got a little bit more to go. So this is just assembly instructions, as you get with these Games Workshop box sets, just to tell us how to build things. We got transfers. So yeah, a lot of transfers on there, and I hate putting these on. I'm never been too good with doing those. We've got our bases, and finally we got, I'd likely say that's for the Dreadnought, and we got all our dices. So yeah, that's about it for this Age of Darkness Horus Heresy unboxing video. As you can see, I was piling these up just a minute ago, the sprues, and yeah, there's a lot there, so there's plenty there to keep me painting and very busy for months to come. It will just go alongside collections of my other figures I've not yet painted. So yeah, very cool substantial box set, just like most of the Games Workshop box sets. They seem expensive, but they're worth it. You know, you spend months and hours painting these and doing things. So yeah, there you go.